Hello and welcome to English 101. I am your professor Matthew Lobato, and this will be the first of my video lectures for the course. My goal with these video lectures is to be efficient and to the point and strictly focus on reading material and assignments for each week and what I expect from you as students as far as the submission of those assignments are concerned. For this first video lecture, I just want to give a brief overview of the class. I don't want to overwhelm us today. I just want to strictly go over what's most important to you right now on day one, moving forward, what I expect you to have going into Wednesday's session and Wednesday's video lecture for class. Um, as I said in the email that I sent yesterday, this is my first time doing online learning. My education or expertise are not in online teaching methods, so I just want to keep this semester as simple as possible for you and for me, and I'm not going to require us to have check-ins Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're not going to have Zoom meetings or classes. More or less, I'm going to be able to give you what's most important through these video lectures, which again, I will be uploading at the beginning of each week and in the middle of the week. And again, I'll be going over specifically reading material and the submission of your assignments, as well as what I expect as far as the quality of your written work is concerned. So first things first, as far as communication is concerned, I sent an email to the class yesterday introducing myself and what I expect from you all this week. The most important thing being that we will submit our work through Google Documents, which have worked really well for me and my students in the past. I think most of us are familiar with Google Documents at this point, and so I think for this particular class moving forward, that'll be the easiest way to submit your written work. So what you need to do is you need to set up a Google document, which requires a Gmail account. So if you don't have a Gmail account, you're going to need to set up and register for a Gmail account, which is free. And then you will create a new blank document and you will share it with the email address that I provided in yesterday's email, which is my Gmail account. Now, as far as what I expect to be in the journal leading into Wednesday's class, is our first writing prompt has to do with success, which will lead into the book that we will be covering for the first few weeks of class, which is this, Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. I think some of you might be familiar with this book. This was a bestseller years back. Very popular book. Even the title Outliers has become a popular term over the years. And the author, Malcolm Gladwell, is somewhat responsible for the popularity in that term based on the popularity of that book. What we have in that book is an argument about success and what contributes to success, what factors allow for success, especially the surroundings of an individual. And Gladwell is going to argue that we often assume that success has to do with the individual, the talent, the innate intelligence and abilities of an individual. And he's going to argue that the surroundings of an individual are just as important. So that book we will begin next week, and you'll have to read the introduction over the weekend going into Monday's class to be prepared for next week. Now I will be uploading a digital copy of that book to our Blackboard page for free. So you don't have to purchase that book. However, I will give extra credit to those of you that do purchase the book. I just bought a copy at Barnes & Noble. It was about $17. You can find a cheaper copy of the book online through Amazon or something like that. Um, if you send me an email before Monday with a receipt, a copy of your receipt of the purchase. If you buy a digital copy, if you buy a physical copy, I encourage you to do so, especially if reading a text online is going to present some difficulties for you as a reader. I know me personally, I have a hard time reading books online, so I much rather would have a physical copy. So if that's the case for you, I encourage you to do so. It's a good book. It's a book that's worth having in your own personal library, and I will give you extra credit if you buy the book. All you need to do is send me an email showing me proof that you bought the book, a picture, a copy of the receipt, etc. Now, before we get into that book, our reading assignment for this week will be from this book, which I will also be uploading to our Blackboard page. You will have a digital copy of this that you will have access to for free. And that text is more or less going to help us as writers as far as how we respond to the reading material that we will come across this semester. That book is excellent. It's a highly regarded book in my department and amongst other composition and writing teachers. It's become very popular over the years. And a lot of that has to do with the way that they explain how academic writing works, how we respond to reading material as young scholars and as academic writers, specifically as college students. And so it's a book that will help you not only in this class, but your other classes across the board, especially your first and second year classes as a young college student. So that's a reason I enjoy that book and sharing it with students, is because I feel like not only does it help you for this class, but it helps you for classes across the board. So that's a little bit about the two class texts that you will be coming across these first weeks of the course. I don't want to get too far ahead into the course in its entirety, especially given our current online situation. I just like to be specific to the task at hand. And again, what I expect going into Wednesday's course is that you create a Google document, that you share it with me, and then in the first page of that Google document, what I would like you to write is a brief introduction about yourself, just so, again, without me being able to interact with you guys face to face, I just like to know a little bit about who you are. No big deal, just a short paragraph introducing who you are. It could be as simple as what you're studying, um, maybe your strengths or weaknesses as a writer, or maybe you could tell me a little bit about what other writing classes you've taken up to this point. The second part of your writing assignment going into Wednesday's class is I'd like you to write about success as we transition into Malcolm Gladwell's argument about success for next week. And I'd like to leave it a bit open. Um, I'll give you a Word file later on. I'll send an email with some writing prompts, and more or less those writing prompts will be, excuse me, related to number one, how do you define success? You can give me a half page to a page response on how you define success. Something that would be interesting that I would like to hear about as it relates to the book is maybe you could write about a time where you experienced success, and then you could reflect on any help that you received along the way, any opportunities that you received that help you succeed, as that would more or less relate directly to Malcolm Gladwell's argument that we will begin reading again going into next week. So again, I'll send an email later today with those writing prompts so you can refer back to them outside of this video lecture. Excuse me. Going into Wednesday's class, that's what I expect, is that you have shared a Google document with me, that in that first page of the Google document, you give a brief introduction of who you are, and then a half page to a page on either your definition of success or a specific time that you experienced success and what you feel either helped or allowed you to succeed. So I'll leave it at that for right now. I'm going to make the class active here around 10 o'clock. On our class Blackboard page on the left-hand side, you'll be presented with some links. The names of the links have changed, so I'll be sending an email later, again, letting you know what link you need to click on to access the reading material. I believe it's course documents. Off the top of my head, I can't remember, but I'll be sending an email later letting you know exactly what link you need to click on our class Blackboard page to give you access to our reading material for this first week. So I'll leave it there. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. Right now, I am in my office in the new psychology building, which is now titled the Center for Integrated Health and Human Inquiry. My office is on the second floor, room 249, and I will be here in my office Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12. So if there's anything important that you feel like you need to discuss in person with me, I encourage you to come. However, if you're not able to come during my office hours physically in person, feel free to email me at that time, Monday through Thursday, 10 to 12. While I'm here in my office, I'll be constantly checking my email, responding to email, and grading student work. So you should be able to get a pretty quick response if you email me at that time. As far as response time outside of my office hours, give me 24 to 48 hours to respond to an email. Of course, if it's an urgent matter or something really important, I'll try to get back as fast as I can. But I have a pretty big caseload of students this semester. I have over 80 students, which means I will be communicating and interacting with 80 students throughout the week, grading written work and assignments from 80 students. So that presents a challenge for me as far as responding as quickly as I'd like to. So give me 24 to 48 hours for a response. However, if you do email me 10 to 12 Monday through Thursday, you can expect a quicker response, especially if it's something related to an assignment or something that I can help you with on the spot. Again, welcome to class. I wish you all the best of luck, especially with online learning this semester. As I said in the email, I'm going to make the most of this opportunity. I think it's a great opportunity for us to learn and interact with one another in different ways. So I'm looking forward to it. I look forward to working with all of you this semester. And again, I wish you all the best of luck.